I'm a Basson library. There's no electricity in my apartment. So I'm seeking the death penalty for everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, and gets in the way of me receiving money. Seeking the death penalty for everyone that steals my vehicles. Tagging the FBI in this post. It's May 3rd, 2025. You can decapitate my homies, citizens, and sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's a blue sky designs going look asleep and sun goes straight to my heart. Erling Lorenzo art. Shop INTAYIAFAY. Entire shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/s/Arlene-Lorenzo. Excellent plan. Deleted. Home targeting. We're aiming for the death penalty for thousands of people. I'm a victim of hate crime. I didn't think that they would go for real. Can't think about Jade and Kilani. And if Jade and Kilani were with me, it's like, what am I cooking for dinner? For the three of us, what are we doing after lunch? What did we eat for breakfast? What else? What else? What else? What else do I want to hike? With Jade and Kilani after dinner? You can decapitate. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money that is cause for Jade and Kilani to be separated from me. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money so that Jade and Kilani can't live with me. Are the kids testifying in court against people? A lot of them may identify themselves, people I never talked to them. The Jaden Gailani about may have gone to invade my privacy, cause my starvation, and introduce themselves to my children, hoping that my children will hire them as sex slaves, or trying to turn my children into sex slaves. Those leashes that I grew up around are very dangerous. Beware. They're stupid. If you build a strong foundation, people say, you can decapitate everyone that's caused my starvation, hoping to rape Gailani. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my starvation, hoping to rape Jaden. Excuse me, spirits. I'm bored. I am bored. Decades ago, because he's a bigot, he wanted to introduce me. What's the worst that I could find in the United States? She gave me salsa that she cooked. When I met her on my own, that speaks to character because they could be stupid, most likely. But if one treats them with respect, they may have ulterior motives, and that's possibly why she did that. If I talked to her privately, she would be like, I fed your salsa, but I was hoping that you would suck my titties after. Pero we partook, Jaden Kanani and I think on a day that girl was out of town. In her home, the kids were playing. I was in the kitchen. I may have even helped chop up some vegetables. She made, I think, guacamole. Carol fried some tortilla chips. And we partook in chips and salsa and I think guacamole. What else? 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 You stupid. Even this, like 2 decades ago, or a little bit less, and I had Pizza Hut together. What else? What else? What else? What else? We drank coffee that day or hot chocolate in Austin. She said after she was working at Trader Nordstrom, I was at Trader Joe's shopping. Like, I'm not a bigot. This leech decades ago stole my embroidery and said it would be so funny to make me work for Bernice because she's the Mexican. And with that physical traits, she should just be dressed in Mexican garb all day. They threatened me that they would kill people if I took Berenice with me anywhere. That doesn't spell bigotry. What did I say the other day that Berenice and I visited together? These are my second cousins, by the way, that they don't understand that there's no family rivalry. They're stupid. Thought they were dead already. What else? 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 This and I went out dancing together. I bought her food and possibly paid for a drink because I don't drink alcohol. At Blue Martini, she, Katie, and I thought they're mommies that are like taking their kids to school and picking them up, and I ran into them so many times. But I also suffer from amnesia, so I'm like, what does this remind me of? What else? 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 Was that my relative that paid? She could be with him, or they both could be with him. But there was a guy there that said, I'm just here for travels. And exactly what I ordered like 3 appetizers. He went on to order the exact same order for us and paid for it. I'm like, it's so necessary. I already ate. But I'm like, what is he trying to say here? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh my god. Reaction to this. Quite literally. What else? Hopefully that doesn't list because I don't want to get to my apartment already for a t-shirt. I'll head to the restroom soon. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. The ulterior motive, most likely behind the scenes, is to rape me and or send them nudes of me. They pretend to be the best friend. They thought that I would cry. I'm a very much mature person. They thought that I would cry, but I thought they were my friends. They're leeches, eso no se quita en un día, people say. Because someone is cautious. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? She possibly goes on to sell the sex slave story que me mamó las tetas. So yeah, it didn't happen. We were like in a shopping center ish place. What was there? Is it Annie's? There's one, isn't it, at the quarry? It wasn't an ice cream shop? Possibly an ice cream shop. In Austin. That was it. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I go back to the restroom. Oh, that was nice. Why did they? I was at the canyons in Salt Lake City. Possibly after that happened, or the days during the days that it happened. What? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Such a lovely time. That's a pretty dress. That's those right there. What else? 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 That's good. What else? What did I see here? To get these. What else? That's pretty too. Oh, I like that dress and the shoes. Or relatable too. What else? What else? What else? For real. For real. They read that and they're like, hard to believe you're gonna see the bank accounts. They're stupid. So they go on a quest. Like for example, today, if people were in my family of origin talking about this, like, oh, I just read a Essence magazine that $145 billion is what some black travelers have disclosed having. Like, then I must find out. I'm gonna text so and so. Find me a black person for me to take out on a date. Weeks later, they're like, so the Jones from Salt Lake City have a pool house. People are like, you didn't even know the person. Yeah, but I said to Fulano to find me a black person. They're stupid. What did I eat there? Was it Leah's kitchen? No, forget that's at the airport. Unless there's one downtown. I think I found it at TripAdvisor. And I think I already mentioned it on Facebook. Pero it was so yummy pasta because it was Cajun-ish. But I also tasted it. Excuse me, just for oh, did Jaden and Lonnie say, hey, what's this place? I never talked to them about this. I rarely bring up the past to them too. It's like today we're heading over to Chick-fil-A or Cheesecake Factory. What else? I can't remember, but it was really pretty. The decor was really pretty too. What else? 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 Oh, so relatable. I'm gonna head to a beach next week. So I have an apartment. I feel like, oh yes, the city will be paying until next year. That is relatable too. So cute. What is beyond Venus? Is so. What else? What else? What else? It's plantains. I'm like, but why does this? What is the other? Vegetable on the touch. What is that pork that's chicken? That looks so good. What else? What else? I'm bored. Oh, I don't think I've told anyone that I've been to Cafe de Monde and had beignets and coffee. That's a pretty jacket. That is so pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? One more. What else? So, oh, I'm trying to figure out heading over. Do I need to head over to my apartment? Check the people now. Okay, I need a Central Market later. I'll try the Central Market yesterday at Thursday. What else? What else? What else? What is it that those beaches have to say about my life? behind the scenes. Hopefully it'll stop. They may have 20 something years of group chats about my fault. People I never think about. People that I don't ever talk about. I'm understanding what's going on. They think that if a single woman gets an apartment, she shouldn't be going to prostitute herself. So I don't have electricity in my apartment because I don't have money. They're stupid. A lot of these people are related to my parents. It's so embarrassing. I'm bored. You can give me money in person through PayPal. This air is gone. Looks like the sun is gone. It's looking somewhere. Straight to my heart. I'm going so hard. So I-M-B-A-Y-I-A-S. A-Y. I'm sorry. My GoFundMe page is gofundme.com/Arlene-Lawrence. You can decapitate me, have me solo sensations, or rape me, or steal my money, and give me away with my money. This leaf steals my money so that I worship those. So what parents were growing up. So because I don't go on bragging, me dejaron millones en el banco. They prone to the point of starvation, no electricity, a ver qué me dejaron. To substitute my grandparents not existing. They're stupid, they're snoopers, averiguado, asqueroso, always after a fucking gift. Un asco. Ew, 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 they're starters. Una basura. What else? What else? I'm bored. Do I have? Did I get this salad though? A while ago. In it, I was eating it. I think with the croutons and what else? A few days ago, I think. I missed Jaden, I missed Emily. Jaden and Kehlani have been separated from me since 2016 when Michael Norman and Jorge Habidas raped me. I'm self-employed, so they took away all my inspiration when they raped me. You can decapitate Jorge Habidas that raped me in 2016. They're just after vagina pictures to share with other people. Possibly his mother, the ones to rape me. Decades ago. I don't remember her name. Decades ago, because I wouldn't let her rape me. She said that she was gonna go on to have a boy, que yo me iba a enamorar de él. And that would be her dildo with me. They're embarrassing. They're very aggressive. They're stupid. Another leech that was because they like, stay away from my man. They're disgusting. I'm like, that's not my man, and you're, What? Done last one. You can decapitate your references. That stays in my homes without my permission. That steals my vehicles that gets in the way of me receiving money and steals my money. It's May 3rd, 2025. You can decapitate Verenice Venegas. If she steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. Steals my vehicles and steals my homes. As an adult, I think she was a minor when I met her decades ago. What else? What else? What else? I miss cooking for myself, Jaden Kinwani. I miss hiking with Jaden Kinwani. I miss driving to places with Jaden Kinwani. My driver's license in Texas won't expire until 2032. I want to visit Orlando, Florida by myself. Or with Jaden Kinwani. I miss drinking coffee by myself in my apartment when Jaden Kinwani were in school. What else? 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 I'm looking to see if I have a picture. You can decapitate Cyrus Pena, trafficking into poverty, trying to turn me into a sex slave, trying to position himself as a better option in dating. You can decapitate Benjamin Saunders' sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They're stupid. They're stupid. They retaliate because I won't ever take them out on a date or won't ever have sex with them or won't ever buy them a gift. I'm under no obligation to have sex with them or to buy them a gift or to even speak to them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. This person. Bored. I missed it. I missed it. Sunday my girlfriend complained to people out there on Instagram. Hmm. Crazy. Anyways, I'm sending my girlfriend with me to the phone. Oh, that's interesting. What else? 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 Lord. Not so pretty. I got that. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my home without my permission. Everyone that steals my vehicles, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate my homies, citizens that steal my vehicles, that steal my homes, that get in the way of me receiving money, that steal my money. They may be using my homes to attract people. I'll give you a modeling contract just like my dad. They're stupid. Everything bad that they heard that can happen, they make it happen to people. They're bigots, they're stupid, so gross. They've killed millions of people, so stupid. Just in the past 5 years. Ew, ew, ew. Instead of aiming for a better lifestyle for themselves, they just stayed stupid. Full. They're embarrassing. I won't ever be taken down as the plus one or on a date. Full. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? I missed it. I missed it on. Are they mad that I renewed my contract with Villas Egois for my apartment for another year? They're panty sniffers or mattress sniffers after my mattress. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They trafficked me into a one bedroom apartment thinking I would just stay for a year there. And without money, I would head over to a homeless shelter. I don't know electricity, but at least I like the privacy of being in my own apartment. It's semi-ish clean, and I like the privacy of being in my own apartment. And my life could change in the next few hours. Someone could give me money, or I could meet a man out there that we're compatible and he'll be able to provide for me. So I may need a place to bring him to. Need to pay my $2 again. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm born. I'm born. Dating is a very personal level thing. These leeches think that to every comment there's gonna be a Fabricio Fausto de la nada that's gonna come and like, baby, yes, if you're eating your salad with bread, it's okay. As long as the bread didn't expire. Stupid. They're trying to attract people to rape. They're stupid. They think that there's gonna be a Fabricio is gonna be like, I drink that same water when I'm in town, girl. Essence Magazine, yum, 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 black taste. What else do you think people are gonna say? People are treating this like a in court testifying against the people steal from me and sharing like the odd thing that I do with my day besides report to the police that I'm a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, genocide. Not a meeting place with how many leeches. It's very well known. I've been warning people, it's like, don't fall for that shit. They want you to take the blame for the abuse towards me when they're the rapists, murderers, and thieves. They're stupid. They're stupid. Lord, I never see donation. Zero. Like a funny thing. What else? 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 Lord, I want to shop H&M today. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I purposely miss talking to Sonia Alvarado Chapman behind the scenes with her saying, but didn't that sound smooth? What is that? So that one doesn't get to these ones. Essentially, that's why they're like, here's some salsa chips. Hoping, possibly, that one stays close to them and doesn't report them to the police, so we can bring 80% self-defense on them. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate me. I mean, says that rape me, steal my money, get away with steal money. Trafficking me into poverty to rape me. Porque at one point I may lose my morals and just whatever you not play. Así. That lies and tells people he's married to me. He is, and he's a hoe asqueroso. Un puerco. Wants to kill me possibly before my birth. Because it's after my generational wealth that I don't have access to. They just watch una novelas and what they think that the rich people do. Those dresses and shoes have the price. They obsess over telenovelas because mostly every telenovela actress or actor is except the cachifa gives a huge selection in every episode, like, this is my swimsuit look, this is my dress look, this is my evening look, this is my casual shopping look, this is me with my girls look. Some of those people dress that way for the novela alone too. So they're embarrassing. They watch that on TV and they're like, ay, es que voy a llevar una cita porque mira, por lo menos el swimsuit look se ve bien. Y si en la cachifa, then that's just enticing a ver cómo se desnuda. Weeks later, they're like so inside that that novela are dating. And people are like, just to find out what brand she wears la telenovela. Y luego fue, pero dice, by the way, los zapatos que tenía Carlita en este episodio. I'm so sorry to bother you right now. And some people got an answer. If you add on a prepaid envelope for them to reply, sometimes they won't reply the exact expense. That may not be company policy, or they think that sell her so expensive. International post. Sometimes they might reply. People even tried it after. Those conversations are mostly they're like that. Ya sé que marca se pone ella. Well, and that may be just a person's guess too. If they didn't do the research or have the knowledge. So they killed my grandparents. So I couldn't take my grandpa on a cruise. So I couldn't take my grandma shopping. They're stupid. They're stupid. I want to order for myself food like that. Through Uber Eats.